So, hi, good day. This is the continuation of our or of the discussion of parabola. Now we have here the general form of the equation of a parabola. The general form of the equation of a parabola is given by ax squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0 if the parabola opens upward or downward. And we have dy squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equal to 0 if the parabola opens to the left or to the right. We should take note that A and B should not be equal to 0 because if that is the case, it is a linear function or it is a linear equation. Now, we have here an example or two examples determining the focus and directrix of the parabola with the given equation. We also have to sketch the graph and indicate the focus, directrix, vertex, axis of symmetry, and lattice rectum. But before we proceed, the first thing that we need to do is to transform this equation into its corresponding standard form. So, for the first step, we should isolate the leading term, which is in this case y squared, and the term that has the same variable as the leading term. So that is 8y to be more specific. So negative 8x and negative 24 will be moved to the right because we need to isolate y squared and 8y. Doing so, we have this y squared y squared plus 8y is equal to 8x plus 24. Okay, we just moved negative 8x and negative 24 to the right. So it became positive, no? We have to take note of that. Second one is to perform completing the square on the side with the leading term, then simplify. So completing the square, y squared plus 8y, we have here y squared plus 8y. Now, how are we going to know the third term or third term? We should divide 8 here by 2 and then multiply it to itself. Now, since we add 16 here because this is 16, we should also add 16 on the right. Okay? Simplifying it will be just 16. And after that, we need to transform y squared plus 8y plus 16 as the, the square of a binomial. In doing so, we have y plus the square of y plus 4. And on the right side, we just add 24 and 16. So we have here 40. And then the third step is perform common factoring. We just need to factor out 8 in this case, and then it will be 8x or 8 multiplied by the binomial x plus 5. And on the right or on the left, still the square of the sum of y and 4. So we have here the equation, the standard equation of a parabola. Now, here we have, here we need to identify the center opening value of a focus, axis of symmetry, directrix, endpoints of the lattice rectum. I'm giving you time, I guess, to answer on your own. You may pause this video if you want, but okay, now, let me continue. The vertex is obviously located at, actually it is not very obvious. How are we going to find the vertex? Now, we have to recall that uh, the vertex has the coordinate hk, and h is beside x. And as you can see, the number beside x here is positive 5. But on our formula, the formula is x minus, okay, let me check if I can draw something. Okay, the formula is x minus h, if you can still remember, like this. Yeah. So we have here x minus h. But if we're going to take a look at this is x plus 5. So meaning to say, we have, oops, undo. Okay, we have here x minus negative 5. Okay? Meaning to say, h is negative 5. Same goes with uh same goes with k. Since we have here y plus 4, it means our k is negative. So, yeah, vertex is located at negative 5, negative 4. Okay? Now, how about the opening? Uh, if we are going to take a look at this, the only answer that might arrive from this equation is either to the left or to the right, because the y here is in the second degree. Now, since y is in the second degree, it is the opening of the parabola is either to the left or to the right. How are we going to know if it is to the left? If 4a here is negative. But if it is positive, it opens to the right. Now, obviously, 4a here is 8, which is positive. Now, since 8 is positive, the parabola opens to the right. The value of a. Okay, as I have said a while ago, 4a is equal to 8. Therefore, a is equal to 2. And the focus, okay, I will just, I guess, no, if you are watching this video and feel, if you feel to, or if you want to answer it on your own before I show the solution or I show the answer, you may do so. But in this case, you have to take note that h and k here is no longer 0, 0, unlike the first example or the first two examples that I have. Okay, h here is negative 5 and k here is negative 4. And our a here is 2. Okay, we will be using the uh third one, no, doon sa formula natin for the focus. And that will be h plus a and k, which is in this case negative 3, negative 4. Because negative 5 plus 2 will give us negative 3 or negative 3, and then we have the ordinate as 4 or negative 4. Now for the axis of symmetry, x, or we have your x, or I stand corrected, it is y equals k, and our k here is negative 4. So we have the axis of symmetry as y equals negative 4. For our directrix, the formula for the directrix is uh, x equals h minus a. H here is negative 5 and a here is 2. So h minus a is negative 5 minus 2. It will give us negative 7. So the directrix is at x equals negative 7. And the endpoints of the lattice rectum, okay, I just presented it. Presented it, no. So that is negative 3, 0 and negative 3, negative 8. Now let us graph the points or plot the points. Okay, vertex, focus, endpoints of the lattice rectum. Okay. Next is the axis of symmetry, y equals negative 4, the lattice rectum, and the directrix. Okay. And then afterwards, draw a smooth curve passing through the vertex and the endpoints of the lattice rectum. And here we go. That is for the first one. Let us have the second example. X squared plus x or plus 6x plus 8y equals 7. Or as I have mentioned a while ago, the first step is to isolate the leading term in the term that has the same variable as the leading term. In this case, the leading term is x squared, and the same or the term with the same variable or that has the same variable as the leading term is 6x. Isolating it, it will give us x squared plus 6x equals negative 8y plus 7. Completing the square, okay, I just add 6 over 2 quantity squared, or the difference or the quotient of 6 and 2 multiplied by itself. I just add it to the left and the right side of the equation. Because as I have said, perform completing the square on the side with the leading term. And then we also need to add it to the right side for them to be equal. And 6 over 2 squared is just 9. Now, after doing so, we will just add 7 and 9, that will be 16. And here, on the left side, we need to transform it into its corresponding square of a binomial, or yes, because this is a perfect square trinomial. So we are going to transform it in square of a binomial. Doing so, we have x plus 3, or the square of x plus 3. And on the right, we have 7 plus 9, 16. And then, as I have said a while ago, we have to perform common factoring. I just factor out negative 8. So negative 8y divided by negative 8, it will just be y. And 16 divided by negative 8, it will be negative 2. So now we have here the standard form of the equation of the parabola. Vertex is located at negative 3, 2, opening to the, or not to the left or to the right. It's downward. Okay, value of A is equal to 2. Focus, negative 3, 0. Okay? You just figure out y. Axis of symmetry, x equals negative 3. Directrix, y equals 4. And the endpoints of the lattice rectum, okay. Now, graphing this, it will give us, okay, first we have to, as I have said a while ago, we have to graph, or we have to plot the point first, such as the vertex, focus, and points of the lattice rectum. And we have here, yan. And then, we have to draw the axis of symmetry, x equals negative 3, the lattice rectum, and the directrix, y equals 4. Okay, the green one here is the directrix. Okay, this line passing through the focus and the vertex is called the axis of symmetry, and the lattice rectum is the line that connects L sub 1 and L sub 2. And draw a smooth curve passing through the vertex and the endpoints of the lattice rectum. So we have here this one. And that is our parabola that opens up downward, whose standard equation is the square of x plus 3 is equal to negative 8 multiplied by the difference of y minus 2, or y and 2. Okay, so that is all for the discussion, or for the second part of the discussion in or on the parabola.